the game against Arsenal, Brucey take him off.
Oh, yeah.
Could you give us a little insight into that? Because were you there, Hal? I definitely was, and it was the weirdest game.
No, I had to listen to that one on the radio. I just remember it was FA Cup 5th round replay, 98-99.
Well, I tell you what, I'm still to this day a little bit bitter about that. Well, first thing, I forget who I was rooming with. I can't remember who I was rooming with, but there was music on all night that night, right? So I've got up there, I'm fuming. And it was that Kanu, they just signed Kanu. So he was like adored that. And I don't know how he got any sleep. He had the music blaring and all. So anyway, that's by the by. I remember the game. And we just assumed, I remember Sean Derry was playing. We just assumed that, I can't remember how it came about, but we kicked the ball out, or they, and they were going to throw it back. And I think it was Ray Parler threw the ball to Overmars, assuming that Overmars was just going to kick it back to our keeper. And, I mean, Overmars was probably the quickest player that I ever played it. And he set off like a train, crossed it, and then Dave scored. So, obviously, there's a bit of uproar going on. And Brucey wanted to take everyone off. Brucey was absolutely fuming. And it was David Holdsworth, I think, managed to talk him, we've got to finish the game. So obviously uproar about that, it wasn't the done thing what they'd done. So we were on the bus on the way back, and that's when we heard that Arsene Wenger had offered us a replay, which I don't think it had ever happened in the history of the FA Cup before. But if we'd have got the draw down there, we'd have taken them back to Bramall Lane on a Tuesday or a Monday or a Tuesday evening, night game, out their comfort zone, which is what we should have had. But we had to play the replay down at Highbury again. And I think they ended up beating us 3-0 or 3-1 comfortably, didn't they? So
it was 2-1 both times. Actually, you set up Marcelo's goal in the abandoned game. So any annoyance at losing an assist?
Oh, yeah, because you've just reminded me now. So,
well done, Hal.
But I think we I know obviously people can say, well, they didn't have to offer the replay. But really, we should have got it back at our place, I think.
We were all over them at that time. I mean, And I think we were looking more likely to win it. And they were a really good Arsenal side at that time. They just won the title the previous year and the FA Cup. And we took the game to them. And you're absolutely right. And a draw would have been a fair result that day. And it would have been totally different taking them back to a packed Bramall Lane.
I always remember that day as well. Curtis, I mean, obviously Curtis was only 18, 19. And I think he was playing centre midfield up against Vieira and Petit, if I remember rightly. And he had a fantastic game, Curtis. Absolutely got tore into the pair of them and played really well. That's when I thought, there was a lot of interest in Kurt at the time. I think Rangers put a £5 million bid in that, and I could see why that. This 18-year-old kid, youngest ever Sheffield captain. I could see why everyone was after him, because he had an amazing game against two world-class players.
Well,